Set 100 years before the events of the Phantom Menace, the Acolyte portrays a period in the galaxy far, far away when there was a semblance of peace. The Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic are witnessing progress after waging wars for millennia. Even though only the Jedi are permitted to practice the Force, there are individuals in the darkest corners of the galaxy defying this rule and learning to harness power. These Force users know that if caught, they'll face the High Council and be punished. Nevertheless, a lone assassin from this group goes on a galaxy-hopping mission for revenge. Let's find out who she is in the recap of the first episode. The first episode of The Acolyte begins in Weta, where a hooded Force user confronts a Jedi named Indira in a cantina with the intent to kill her. Indira recognizes the assassin, and although the assassin tries to kill Indira, she incapacitates the assassin without intending to kill her. The assassin manages to distract Indira by attacking the bartender and stabbing her in the heart. The assassin almost kills the bartender, but seeing that he has a child, she leaves. The episode abruptly shifts to the assassin working as a mechanic, known as Mechnics, on a High Republic Corpsec freighter filled with Neimoidian representatives, who don't sound as offensive as they did in the Phantom Menace. Her name is Asha, and she has a droid named Pip and a coworker named Philic. She goes about her day fixing issues on the ship. For a moment, she gets distracted by an equipment fire, hinting that something from her past still haunts her, but she shakes it off and returns to work. This routine is interrupted by a Jedi Knight named Yord Fander and his Padawan, Tassi Loa, who have come to arrest Asha because the bartender identified her as the one who killed Indira and wrecked his cantina. Yord and Asha clearly have a history, but things have changed because Yord is convinced that Asha is the Jedi killer. Tassi questions Asha about her background, and Asha truthfully says she has been training as a Jedi since she was 8 and has been working as a mechanic for 6 years because she didn't think she was fit to be a Jedi. Yord reminds Asha of her family's death in a fire, how Jedi Master Saul brought her in to train, and how the Council allowed her to hone her skills despite her troubled mindset. Although the Jedi find no evidence that Asha was on Weta instead of the Corpsec freighter, Yord and Tassi link her family's death to her departure from the Jedi Order and Indira's death. Leading to her arrest, Asha is taken to a spaceship heading to Coruscant, where the Jedi currently reside. Sol is seen training a class of younglings about the ways of the Force when Master Vernestra interrupts to inform him about Indira's death and Asha's potential involvement. There's a parallel between Yord's assessment of Asha and Vernestra's assessment of Sol, as both observe that Asha and Sol heavily rely on their pasts. The Jedi aren't supposed to dwell on the past, but as Sol rightly points out, one should remember their history to learn from it and avoid repeating mistakes. Sol tells Vernestra that he and Indira saved Asha from the fire-related incident on Brendok, claiming there's no reason for Asha to kill her protectors and teachers. Vernestra, however, is concerned that if the Jedi Council's political rivals learn that a former Jedi killed a Jedi, they'll use it to weaken the Council. So she demands swift and discreet justice. But for that to happen, Asha needs to reach Coruscant, which she doesn't because the ship carrying her crashes on Karlak after prisoners break out and use escape pods. As warned by Asha, the prisoners are captured by the Jedi. Even though they lie about Asha's intentions, Sol uses his mind-reading powers to get some clarity. Realizing that Asha is being misrepresented, Sol decides to go to Karlak himself, along with Jeki and Yord. In a vision, Asha sees a girl named May, her twin sister, who allegedly died during the fire on Brendok. Asha asks May if she killed Indira. May confirms it and declares her intent to kill all the Jedi. This revelation indicates that Asha isn't the killer. It's her twin sister, May. However, since they look alike, Asha is being blamed for May's actions. Sol and Jeki discuss the past events on Brendok, where Sol blames May for starting the fire that killed everyone. When Sol mentions May being Asha's twin, alarm bells ring for Yord, Jeki, and viewers. Sol insists that May died on Brendok. At the end of episode 1, the Jedi search party reaches Karlak. Seeing the Jedi ship, Asha tries to escape, but Sol follows her to the edge of a cliff and saves her from falling to her death. Sol doesn't treat Asha like a killer and stops Jeki from cuffing her. The episode then cuts to May meeting her masked master, confirming that Sol was wrong about May's death. May is alive, serving as Sith Lord. Many pieces are missing in the story connecting the Jedi, Asha, May, and Brendok. While Sol turned Asha to the light side, the Sith Lord turned May to the dark side. But is that the whole truth? We'll have to watch the next episode to find out more about Asha and May's story. The second episode opens on the planet Olga, where May infiltrates the Jedi temple to kill Jedi Master Torben. But she fails because he is in a meditative state with an impenetrable force field around him. When the guards learn of her presence, she escapes, promising to return. Jecki begins to bond with Asha, while Yord continues to doubt her loyalty. After calming Yord's fears, Sol informs Master Vernistra about the twin theory. Vernistra supports the theory, revealing the attack on Torben happened when Asha was in Jedi custody. Based on this, Vernistra orders Sol to go to Olga to uncover the truth behind May's resurrection and her actions. On Olga, May meets her handler, Khmer, who has taken over a local shop and indulges in free liquor. May and Khmer's conversation reveals May's deal with her master. The Sith Lord has tasked May with killing Jedi Masters without weapons. That's why she asks her victims to attack her. Since May can't get Torben to act, she asks Khmer to make a poison from butha leaves, intending to use it under the guise of giving him absolution. May asks Khmer not to tell the Sith Lord about her methods because it'll affect both of them. May has been told to prove her merit by killing Jedi without weapons, so she cheats with her blades and now poison. The no weapons deal is to prove she can handle heinous tasks, showing her capability. Asha and Sol finally talk, and after some small talk, they discuss May being alive. Sol believes May died on Brendok, but the evidence suggests otherwise. Sol apologizes for Brendok, and Asha consoles him, even though he's the Jedi Master and she failed her training. This leads to whether Sol failed Asha as her teacher. They pause the discussion as the ship reaches Olga. While the Jedi talk to the temple guard Jedi about the break-in, May attempts another attack on Torben. Torben, in a vow of silence called the Barash Vow, hasn't spoken for 10 years. May knows why, and it's hinted that Torben did something catastrophic, seeking peace through meditation. Sol believes Torben will talk to him, but May breaks his vow by offering absolution. May hints at Torben's crime, which seems linked to the fire on Brendok. Torben drinks the poison and dies. Asha is almost framed for his death, but Yord confirms her innocence. Torben's death establishes May's pattern of targeting Jedi from Brendok. To confirm their suspicions, Asha pretends to be May and approaches Khmer, who supplied the poison. Sol, Yord, and Jecki watch from afar, waiting for Khmer to confirm his involvement. When they hear what they need, they rush in and Khmer reveals May's mission to kill 4 Jedi, 2 already dead. Khmer agrees to set a trap for May if the Jedi let him go. Sol agrees, and they prepare to ambush May. Asha wants to confront May, believing she killed everyone in Brendok, but Sol says she isn't ready. He wants to save May, feeling responsible. Asha reminds Sol that May is after the 4 Jedi from Brendok, including him. Sol goes after May, and they fight. Sol gets the upper hand, tries to learn May's master's identity, and concludes the Sith Lord is well hidden. May's thoughts reveal she believes Asha is dead. Sol and Yord convince May that Asha is alive. Seeing Asha, May realizes she's been lied to, shaking her revenge plan's foundations. At the episode's end, Vernistra orders Sol to return to Coruscant for the next step. Sol wants to pursue May, but Vernistra insists on Jedi Council approval. Sol doesn't argue, knowing the Jedi can be foolish. Khmer reveals the location of Wookiee Jedi Kelmaka to May, making up for selling her out. We briefly see Kelmaka's home on Khofar, hinting at next week's episode exploring this planet or delving into Asha and May's past. The heeds Anastaea's words and moves closer to the Jedi. Anastaea gets even more enraged. In a desperate attempt to keep her daughters within the coven, she uses the Force to throw debris at the Jedi Masters. This results in a chaotic battle between the Jedi and the Force Witches. Amidst the chaos, May is determined to stay with her tribe, while Asha is torn between the coven and the Augure of the Jedi Order. As the battle intensifies, Anastaea commands Corey to protect the children, but it's clear that Asha is fascinated by the Jedi. Indira, realizing that Asha has a strong affinity for the Force, tries to reason with her, explaining that the Jedi can offer her a better understanding of her abilities and a greater purpose. Asha, feeling overwhelmed, looks to May for support, but May is unwavering in her loyalty to the Coven. The turning point comes when Sol, with a deep sense of compassion, reaches out to Asha and May, explaining that they don't have to choose sides and that the Force is something that should unite rather than divide. Anastasia, however, interprets this as an attempt to weaken their bond and redoubles her efforts to keep the girls. In a climactic moment, Anastasia's anger causes her to lose control of her powers, leading to a devastating explosion that injures many of the witches and Jedi alike. In the aftermath of the explosion, the Jedi manage to subdue Anastasia. Seeing her mother incapacitated and her sister's distress, Asha steps forward and agrees to go with the Jedi, believing that it's the only way to prevent further harm. May, heartbroken and betrayed, swears that she will never forgive Asha and that she will make the Jedi pay for tearing their family apart. Back in the present, Asha, Asal, and Yord arrive at the planet Khofar. The planet is lush and filled with dense forests, offering the perfect hiding place for the rogue Jedi, Kalmaka. As they make their way through the thick foliage, they discuss their next steps. Asha is still grappling with the revelation that her sister is alive and is filled with a mix of dread and hope. On Khofar, May, now fully embracing her dark side, meets with her masked master. He commends her for her success in eliminating Jedi Masters, but warns her that Asha's survival poses a significant threat to their plans. He orders May to finish what she started and eliminate Asha once and for all. May, fueled by a desire for vengeance and validation, accepts the mission. The next sequence shifts to the Jedi camp, where Asha and her companions are strategizing their approach to locating Kalmaka. Sol suggests splitting up to cover more ground, but Asha insists on staying together, fearing another ambush. Their journey through the forest is fraught with tension as they encounter various creatures and natural obstacles. Along the way, Asha's mind frequently drifts back to her childhood and the bond she once shared with May. In a parallel storyline, May is seen preparing for her confrontation with Asha. Her master provides her with a specialized weapon designed to counter the Jedi's lightsabers. The weapon, a modified electrostaff, symbolizes May's complete departure from her witch heritage and her full immersion into the dark side. May practices with the weapon, her determination growing with each strike. As Asha's Sol and Yord draw closer to Kalmaka's location, they are ambushed by a group of bounty hunters hired by May. A fierce battle ensues, showcasing Asha's impressive combat skills and her growth since leaving the Jedi Order. Despite their prowess, the bounty hunters are no match for the trio, and they manage to subdue them. During the interrogation, Asha learns that May is on the planet and is hunting her down. The final act of the episode brings an emotional showdown between Asha and May. The sisters confront each other in a clearing, their lightsabers igniting with a hiss. May accuses Asha of betrayal, while Asha pleads with her to abandon the path of darkness. The ensuing duel is intense and filled with raw emotion as both sisters struggle with their conflicting loyalties and deep-seated pain. Just as May gains the upper hand and prepares to strike the final blow, Sol intervenes, disarming May and urging her to listen to reason. Asha, seizing the moment, steps forward and extends a hand to May, offering her a chance at redemption. May hesitates, her resolve wavering, but ultimately, the influence of her master and her desire for revenge overpower her. The episode ends on a cliffhanger with May retreating into the forest, vowing to return stronger and more determined. Asha, heartbroken but resolute, realizes that the journey to save her sister is far from over. She vows to continue her fight, not only against the dark forces threatening the galaxy, but also to reclaim the bond she once shared with May. In the fourth episode of The Acolyte, the tension between the Jedi and the dark forces continues to escalate. Asha, Sol, and Yord remain on Khofar, now more determined than ever to locate Kalmaka and find answers to the mysteries surrounding May's descent into darkness. The episode opens with a flashback to Asha and May's childhood on Brendok, highlighting a moment of shared joy and innocence that starkly contrasts with their current conflict. In the present, Asha and her companions follow a series of clues left by Kalmaka, leading them deeper into the heart of Khofar's dense forests. Along the way, they encounter remnants of old Jedi outposts, indicating that Kalmaka has been on the run for a long time. Asha's connection to the Force grows stronger, allowing her to sense Kalmaka's presence more accurately. Meanwhile, May, guided by her master's sinister instructions, sets up traps and ambushes to delay and weaken the Jedi. Her master reveals that Kalmaka holds crucial information about a powerful artifact that could tip the balance of power in favor of the dark side. May's mission is not only to kill the Jedi, but also to retrieve the artifact and bring it to her master. As Asha, Sol, and Yort navigate through the increasingly perilous terrain, they are attacked by more bounty hunters and dark side acolytes. These encounters test their strength and unity, with Asha emerging as a formidable leader. Her bond with Sol deepens, and Yort's initial skepticism begins to fade as he witnesses Asha's unwavering determination to do what's right. During a quiet moment by a campfire, Asha confides in Sol about her fears and doubts. She questions whether she can truly save May or if her sister is lost to the dark side forever. Sol reassures her, reminding Asha that the light side of the Force is about hope and perseverance. He emphasizes that as long as there is even a sliver of light in May, there is a chance for redemption. In a dramatic twist, the group finally locates Kalnaka's hideout. The ancient Wookiee Jedi is a wise and enigmatic figure with a deep understanding of the Force. He reveals that the artifact May's master seeks is an ancient holocron containing forbidden Sith knowledge. Kalnaka has been protecting it for years, knowing that its power could bring unimaginable destruction if it falls into the wrong hands. As Kalnaka shares his knowledge, May arrives, accompanied by a squad of dark side acolytes. A fierce battle erupts, with Kalnaka, Asha, Sol, and Yord fighting valiantly against the overwhelming forces. The combat sequences are intense, showcasing each character's unique abilities and the high stakes of their mission. In the midst of the battle, May and Asha face off once again. Their duel is even more ferocious than before, fueled by May's anger and Asha's desperate hope. This time, however, Asha manages to break through May's defenses, both physically and emotionally. She uses the Force to project memories of their shared past, reminding May of the love and bond they once had. May falters, her resolve weakening as the memories flood her mind. She hesitates, giving Asha the opportunity to disarm her. Asha pleads with May to choose the light, to reject the darkness, and return to the sister she once knew. Just as it seems May might relent, her master's voice echoes in her mind, reigniting her rage and hatred. May forcefully breaks away from Asha and grabs the holocron. With a final, anguished look at her sister, she flees into the forest, determined to deliver the artifact to her master. Asha, devastated but undeterred, vows to follow May and stop her from unleashing the dark power contained within the holocron. The episode concludes with Asha, Sol, Yord, and Kalnaka regrouping and preparing for the next phase of their mission. They know that the battle against the dark forces is far from over and that May's fate hangs in the balance. The stakes are higher than ever, and the future of the galaxy depends on their ability to unite and confront the growing darkness. In the 5th episode of The Acolyte, the story delves deeper into the complexities of Asha and May's relationship and the broader conflict between the Jedi and the Sith. The episode begins with a flashback to the aftermath of the fire on Brendok, showing the traumatic events that shaped Asha and May's paths. Young Asha is seen struggling to come to terms with the loss of her family and the destruction of her home, while May's bitterness and anger begin to take root. Back in the present, Asha, Sol, Yord, and Kalnaka continue their pursuit of May. They are aware that time is running out, and the dark side's influence over May is growing stronger. As they traverse through Khofar's dense forests, the team encounters various challenges, including treacherous terrain and ambushes set by dark side acolytes and bounty hunters under May's command. Each confrontation tests their resolve and unity, with Asha taking on the role of a determined leader, driven by both her duty to the Jedi Order and her unwavering love for her sister. During a brief respite in a secluded glade, Kalnaka imparts ancient wisdom to Asha and Sol, emphasizing the importance of balance in the Force and the perilous allure of the dark side. He warns them of the dark artifact's potential to corrupt even the strongest Jedi, reinforcing the urgency of their mission to prevent its misuse by May's master. Meanwhile, May wrestles with conflicting emotions as she journeys deeper into the forest with the holocron in hand. Memories of her childhood with Asha and their mother haunt her, stirring doubt and regret. Yet her master's relentless teachings echo in her mind, fueling her determination to prove her worth by delivering the artifact. As Asha and her companions close in on May's trail, they face another wave of adversaries led by May herself. The ensuing battle is fierce and emotionally charged, culminating in a climactic duel between Asha and May amidst the ancient trees and swirling mist. Their lightsabers clash with ferocity, each strike echoing the deep-seated conflict between light and darkness, family loyalty, and personal destiny. In a pivotal moment, Asha manages to break through May's defenses, not just physically but emotionally as well. She reaches out through the Force, projecting memories of their shared past, their bond as sisters, and the love that once defined them. May hesitates, visibly torn between the teachings of her master and the undeniable truth of Asha's words. Just as it seems May might yield to Asha's plea, a dark presence emerges from the shadows. May's master, cloaked in malevolent energy, appears before them, his eyes gleaming with sinister intent. He demands the holocron for May, his voice a chilling reminder of her allegiance to the dark side. Caught between her sister's plea for redemption and her master's command, May makes a fateful decision. With a look of resignation and determination, May hands over the holocron to her master, who eagerly accepts it with a triumphant smile. Asha, devastated by her sister's choice, watches helplessly as May stands beside the dark figure, her expression a mix of defiance and sorrow. The episode concludes with the Jedi and Kelnaka regrouping in the aftermath of the battle. Asha grapples with feelings of failure and loss, knowing that May has chosen a path that leads further into darkness. Soul offers comfort and reassurance, reminding Asha that their mission to protect the galaxy from the dark artifact is far from over. As they prepare to pursue May and her master to their next destination, Yord expresses newfound respect for Asha's leadership and unwavering resolve. Together, they vow to confront the growing threat posed by May's master and prevent the dark artifact from being unleashed upon the galaxy. The 5th episode of The Acolyte deepens the series' exploration of familial bonds, moral dilemmas, and the enduring struggle between light and darkness within each character. It sets the stage for a thrilling continuation of Asha and May's intertwined destinies, where choices made will shape the fate of the galaxy and test the limits of love and loyalty.